Good morning, everyone, or maybe good afternoon to you. Thank you for joining another episode of Inspiring Conversations with Kathy and Suzanne. My name is Suzanne Ecker. I'm based out of Denver, Colorado, and Kathy's out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And we have our new business dimensions, and what we're about is helping practitioners really come to the root of their purpose in their practice, whether you're a massage therapist or holistic practitioner. We love to help those people who have the passion but need the support either emotionally through business or just to have some community. So our goal is to create community for our people that love to be connected to the true root of their cause, their mission, their passion, and support that throughout. We do this by providing education. We have continuing education courses that are nationally approved by the NCB TMB board, and we are offering those occasionally through the course of the year. So our website can tell you more about that. We'll cover that at the end. But we're here today to talk about how you can create gratitude. Right, Kathy?
Yes, Suzanne.
Yes.
Cultivating a deep current of gratitude in your
Yes.
life and in your vocation.
Yes.
Because Suzanne and I believe that our life and our vocation is really very parallel, especially the work that we do as holistic practitioners, as teachers, right? And so today, being the month of Thanksgiving, and Suzanne and I just decided to talk a little bit about gratitude. And yeah, what is gratitude? How do we express gratitude? Does it really help my business? Does it help my life? So, with all that said, gratitude with heartfelt sincerity. And that's the key too, is heartfelt sincerity. We hear a lot of thank you, thank you, thank you, as a thing to say. It's like, how you doing today kind of thing. So in this brief time together, whether you're online with us or whether you'll hear the recording, which we'll post on our website, today's message and conversation is around cultivating a deep current of gratitude. As I said, both in our life, your life, and our vocational life. And perhaps offer you a deeper understanding of gratitude. It's a common word, but what does it really mean? So I'd like to ask you a question before I begin to share a little bit. And Suzanne will jump in too, and I'll be asking you questions also, Suzanne. The question is, what's your relationship with gratitude? What's your relationship with gratitude? That's a great place to begin. And I'll just pause a moment and let you really consider. And you can return to the question again and again. But what is your relationship with gratitude in your life today, in your vocational life, in your service work? As the saying goes, begin where you are. And then we'll go from there. So that's the question. So the discipline and the expression of gratitude is both an ethical virtue and it's a business building tool. It's both. And I think, wow, what a beautiful dance, especially as massage therapists and body workers, right? It's an ethical virtue, but it's also a practice building tool. How can gratitude influence our massage practice? Is what we're going to be talking about today too. How can a heartfelt, sincere expression of gratitude influence your massage therapy practice. So I hope today, after we're done and we go about our merry way, is that something really lands with you in your own expression of gratitude and what it means to you in your life and your vocational life. So I'm going to begin from the beginning. And it's a little bit of my story, but I'm sure all of you will be able to relate. Maybe that's a big assumption. So, but I'm going to assume that many of you can relate to my beginning too with this whole thing of gratitude, no matter what age you are. And I think as little children, I know I was, Suzanne, I'm sure you were, is we were taught common courtesies of please and thank you, right? That's what we did. That was polite. That was a courtesy. It was almost demanded of us, at least for me and my family. Always say please and always say thank you. And also for me as a child, it was a form of prayer. We always prayed before we ate as a family. We prayed after we ate, giving thanks, right? We prayed at Thanksgiving. We prayed in church. And it was really about thanking, being grateful for our blessings. And it was kind of a to-do thing, right? And I'm grateful for those times because that has been a common deep thread in me to this day, 60 plus years later, this whole expression of gratitude and prayer. But what was never impressed upon me, which I learned later in life, and I'm going to get into it in a few minutes, was being grateful for what I wanted. Not simply for what I had, right? A new friend in school, a puppy dog, right? Or whatever it was when we were all little kids. Aunt Mary gave me a piece of pumpkin pie, right? Say thank you, right? It was always to be grateful for what I had. But I was never taught to be grateful for what I wanted. It was more of a please, please, please. Please, mom. Please, dad. Please, dear God, give me, give me, give me, right? And that's where I started out. Again, I'm grateful for those lessons. And Suzanne, before I move forward a little bit, can you relate? What was your teachings of gratitude when you were younger?
It was a lot like, saying please and thank you, and more the practices of showing your gratitude for something someone gave you, something that they did for you. So it was appreciation and a respect for the person giving. So
a lot of thank you notes.
yes,
And thank
very
you cards.
very big on thank you cards
Yeah.
for Christmas, for birthdays.
Yeah.
My mom made me do those, and you're like, oh, okay, But I think, when you're a kid, you don't really identify exactly what you're doing there. When you become an adult, you understand a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it is kind of, if I hadn't grown up that way and then someone said, well, you need to write thank you notes. And would I question it, or would I just do it, So anyway, just a thought there. And we did have some prayer at our dinners, but there's a little bit of split in the parents and what they believed. So that was challenging at times, but for the most part, we understood the tradition and how most people we were around did pray at dinner table, and that type of thing. So
yeah.
It can vary, right?
So, yes.
But the task of showing gratefulness was there, for sure.
Yeah. And it's a very, very, very good thing.
Mhm.
And there's so much more, right? Yeah.
Right.
So we'll spin into years later. And again, as Suzanne said, and I'll say again, your experience was similar to mine, and I'm sure many of our experiences are similar, right? If we had 50 people in a circle and we could talk about our history with gratitude and what we learned as little ones. So now let's fast forward. And can gratitude be used as is it a transformational power? And I say, yes, I know that. And I say that with humbleness and gratitude. I've learned that through my life, that gratitude has a lot of transformational power. And so I'll share with you a personal experience in relationship to my massage practice. In 1997, I had been in the profession of massage therapy for 6 years, and I was kind of playing around with it and not real committed. I was kind of lost, and moved back to Wisconsin, landed in Madison, and I got a job at a hospital in the integrative medicine clinic. Because at that time I decided I'm doing this now or never. It's a non-negotiable. I'm going to make this work for me in my life. I'm going to be a full-time massage therapist, a successful one. And so as I look back and deepen my relationship with gratitude, I look back in those years, starting in 1997. I built a very successful practice. And I know for a fact it wasn't because of my techniques, my beautiful office, my nice business cards, and all the exteriors. I truly believe it was a quality of who I was being. And that quality, which we're talking about today, is gratitude. I remember sending thank you notes. That was back in snail mail days, right? We had no email, I don't think. Maybe we did, I don't know. But sending a thank you note to every new client I had and welcoming them back. Every year I would create at the end of in November, December, a thank you letter to all my clients for being my client, for having faith and trust in our work together. A sincere, heartfelt gratitude. And I made a habit, a practice, I should say, not a habit, of really thanking my clients for coming in and visiting with me and for their faith and trust in our work together. And I still do that today. Thank you notes. End of the year, thank you. When they visit me, come to see me, a verbal expression of gratitude. And sometimes I just surprise them with a thank you note, maybe 1 or 2 clients a month, because I have come to believe that that was really what helped me build my practice. Not the whole piece, but it was a big piece. I didn't know it at the time. It was just what you do, right? Right? So my practice continued to grow and flourish. And I didn't really realize why so much in the power of gratitude. And then I met Bob Proctor. Some of you may know Bob Proctor, self-development kind of guru, started way back in the 60s with Earl Nightingale. I studied with him, and I became a consultant with his company several years ago. And he was the one that really opened me up and deepened me about the power of gratitude, not just simply for what we have, but what is to come. So gratitude, if it was a coin, has 2 sides. being grateful for what we have and being grateful what is to come. And so I used to teach business in curriculum classes, and I would teach this piece to my students as a business tool. Yes, you learn technique, right? You learn all this wonderful stuff. You learn how to network and market and all this great stuff that we all need to know. But gratitude must be part of the center of your beingness, of your expression, of being grateful to serve another human being. And so that understanding took me deeper into gratitude and the power, the transformational power. And we could probably talk for 2 or 3 hours, about gratitude, the vibration of gratitude, the healing power of gratitude, right? But it's important to understand that the vibration of gratitude is right up there with love. And you may want to just pause a moment and consider that in your own life, because love is the greatest. And gratitude is right up there. So I'm going to share with you a few gems from my book, actually, The Soul of Ethical Service. The last chapter is The Soul of Gratitude. And as I was preparing this little piece, I thought this is important to share. I'll just share a few things with you. But before I do, I'm going to pause. And Suzanne, I know you teach business. You teach marketing. You teach networking. I'm going to go back to the initial question. Your own relationship with gratitude as a business person, a massage therapist, but as a businesswoman, right? Can you share a little bit about that?
Yes, well, I also wrote thank you cards to clients. And I wouldn't say I was the best at it, but like you said, maybe 1 or 2 clients a month, you send a thank you card just randomly. And people really do love to get cards today. I would say more than when you and I were building our practices. I've been in practice 28 years. But I would say that whatever way that you did show gratitude for them coming in, I do teach that thank you cards is still the best form of gratitude for a business person. There's books on it all over the place about how gratitude in your business is really important for your growth. And I think it's not only important for your growth as a business, but also for yourself, because you maybe learn more about how you deliver. How do you give in the unique way that you do? That's feedback for you, is when a client gets a thank you card and then they say, my life is different because I've come to see you. Now, who doesn't want to hear that? I'm sorry. It's just,
Right.
it's not feeding the ego or anything, but it hits your heart. It's love, right?
Yes,
what you said.
Suzanne.
You
Yes.
give love, you receive love.
Yeah.
So I would say that is the reason it works in our industry, because they really don't get it from their doctor. They really don't get it from a lot of other, businesses they deal with. So we're more of a personal touch kind of industry. So I really do believe in thank you cards or notes or letters, even if it's your end of year letter, happy holidays. As long as you have gratefulness in there, that's good. But I still like the personal ones. I think people enjoy that.
Suzanne, I think you hit it. when you said many wonderful things, but you said we're in a personal touch industry, right? And the power of the gratitude cards, the thank you cards, not a quick text, right? But a card is such an expression of love and appreciation. Heartfelt, sincere. Thank you. And you said it from the very beginning. You want to grow your practice. Practice gratitude. Right? That'd be a good name of a book.
I'll write that down for myself.
Yes, please. But it's true. And I hope all of you that are listening, you really take this to heart. And many of you are probably doing some of this already. And we always can begin again and go deeper into our heart, a sincerity of gratitude. And do it the old-fashioned way. My words, but Suzanne expressed it too. A card. A card. Because people today will say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Because people don't
I don't know about you.
Anymore.
When I go to the mailbox, the first thing I do is look for a personal note. I don't get them anymore. And then, in the holidays, you get more, but those even have gone down a little bit. So
yes.
I think we need to get back to some old-fashioned cards.
I do too. Especially, Suzanne, as you said, in our personal touch industry that we are in.
Yes.
And if I think I'm going to put you into this, Suzanne, but I think both of us can say, we'll challenge all of you, right, for the next 30 days or starting in January or whenever you want, for 60 days, for 90 days, make gratitude number one. Your expression of gratitude to your clients, and notice what you notice. And then let us know, because I guarantee something will shift. Something will shift. It's a spiritual law, right? It's like gravity, a physical law. You drop it, boom, right? You express gratitude, goodness, abundance, well-being. Science too. It's just not a spiritual law. It's science. Right, Suzanne?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to share a few gems from my book. Okay, the last chapter, The Soul of Gratitude. Following are a few gems I travel with often. And if you say, oh, Kat, can you just write them down or something? I said, well, you can get the book, okay? And then you have it in front of you. Gratitude is a spiritual law, a timeless universal principle. And as a business person too, it's important to understand the spiritual laws. Gratitude can immediately transform all areas of our life. We must trust that. Gratitude is a powerful process that puts us in harmony with our source of supply. What was that one movie years ago? It came out, Power of Attraction, or what was that called? Bob was in it too.
The Secret?
Yeah, The Secret. Remember that? Yes.
Yep.
Gratitude is a very high vibration that shifts our energy. It can take us out of negativity. Gratitude is a form of prayer and meditation. Gratitude must become a daily practice. We can become a person who is fearful and grumpy, or we can become a person filled with joy and gratitude. Gratitude attracts the desires of your heart. You may want to write that one down. And that's what I said in the beginning. As a child, I was taught to be grateful for what you have. I wasn't taught to be grateful for what is to come. And that's what this one is about. Gratitude attracts the desires of your heart. Is it more clients? Is it whatever it is? More money, right? A new office, a business partner, right? Becoming an entrepreneur. What is the desire of your heart? And Suzanne and I really teach this, is using the power of gratitude to fulfill the desires of your heart. Gratitude can open the door to emotional abundance. Suzanne, in the beginning of our talk today, as you were sharing about your childhood a little bit and talking about love and gratitude, you just lit up. I mean, your whole, really, you did. Your energy just shifted.
I didn't know that.
Really? Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Gratitude is a general state of thankfulness and appreciation. It all begins inside, but all transformation begins inside, right? So a few gems. One piece, another piece I'd just like to share quickly with you, because again, Suzanne and I teach on this, is gratitude beyond conditions. We can get stuck in conditions. I don't have enough clients. I need a new office. Whatever it is, and usually puts us in a pit of negativity. Right? We've all been there. Right?
I've been there multiple times.
Grumpy, negative, disbelief, fear, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Being grateful is a choice, a prevailing attitude that carries through the ups and downs of life. If all else fails, go to gratitude. There's a law of opposites. If I find myself grumpy, what's the opposite of that? Positive. Then let's go to positive. And it happens just like that. We can change our energy, our attitude, our perception of life, of that moment, just like that. Even when life takes us down, we must have a current of gratitude within us always, because that'll continue the flow of our river into our abundance, into our well-being. Gratitude is a powerful force. Suzanne, you talked about it earlier too, right? The vibration of gratitude. It's a powerful force. Increases our abundance. Already kind of said that. Expands our happiness. Try it for 24 hours. Improves our health and well-being. So many articles on that, even to the cellular level of our body. Kind of going to the left a bit, but a friend of mine I was talking to the other day, she says, Kath, I just read a book by a 102-year-old woman and about life. And I said, oh, tell me about it. I got to get the title, right? Basically, the message, she said, Kath, she didn't talk about eating organic blueberries or fasting, and we kind of giggled because that's important. But she talked about our attitude of life, finding work you love, being grateful every day, being passionate about the little things. I thought, oh my God, is that wisdom or what? Lived wisdom, right? Lived wisdom. So, what's your relationship to gratitude? Just notice. Has it shifted at all in the last, 30 minutes? Become curious about yourself. So I'll offer you a few things that you can do immediately in your practice. Maybe some of you are doing this already. Suzanne, you mentioned several things. Sending a thank you note to all your new clients, right? Calling them, following up on their first visit, on their 10th visit, on their 100th visit. whatever it is, right? Send a just because thank you note. Already talked about that. Enter your session with a quality of reverence and gratitude. Make that a practice for 30 days. Enter your session with a quality of reverence and gratitude before you even begin anything. Be grateful for our clients. Be grateful for our clients. Never ceases to amaze me. Someone still removes their clothes and lets me touch them, pretty much all over their body. I just find that so amazing. And what a privilege that is. No matter what type of work that we do, what a privilege we have. And we can't forget that, Suzanne, right? We can't forget that. Create a gratitude box in your waiting room. I did that last year, and I'm doing that this year in my practice. It's out in our waiting room. I write a little piece on gratitude. You know, it's Thanksgiving, it's November. And so I invite the client to, I have paper out, little pieces of paper, pens, and I say, invite them to write something they're grateful for the whole month. Into December, actually. It's really cool. It really, and it, you know, the energy, you think that, you know, it fills up the energy of the waiting area. Instead of them coming in waiting for their appointment on their cell phone. It's really beautiful. So I would suggest that. Create a gratitude box. Light a candle daily and say thank you. And maybe there's many more, but I'll leave with this one, is offer this prayer daily. I am deeply grateful for all that I have and all that is to come. And that's the two sides of the coin of gratitude. I'm grateful for all that I have and all that is to come. Very powerful. It'll shift your life. It'll shift your massage practice. Guaranteed. So Suzanne, I'm going to end with a quote and another inquiry, but anything you want to share on your experience of gratitude, what I've shared today a little bit, anything that's landing with you, anything you'd like to share with our fellow colleagues?
Well, I think we can come out of the practice of this habit or this method of, you know, even if it's for ourselves. I think a lot of gratitude journaling, or keep a journal by your bed, wake up, write down one thing you're grateful for. Maybe that comes out of practice after a while. But I don't think it's really necessarily something that's on your mind every single day. Does it help? Sure. But does it hurt? No. If you forget, it's okay. You can do gratitude, like you said, before you enter the room with your client. It's done in many different ways. So I feel like there was a really big hype going on for gratitude journaling for a few years ago. And I think that that's fantastic. But I think it can kind of go on the back burner after a while. You get busy and you start falling into old thoughts and everything. I think the important thing is just always know that you can do it in different ways.
Just do it.
Because I'm one of those people, like, you know, I was good about it for a while, and then I, you know, got busy and life got busy, and then you just fall out of habit or fall out of focus or whatever you want to say. So but I do, maybe before I start my day, I say I'm grateful for. I'd like to learn more though about how you see gratefulness to come.
Say that
How does
again.
that work? How you say we think based on what has happened, but not what is to come.
Mm-hmm.
Can you expand on that part a little bit?
Yeah, Susan, that's a good question. Maybe stay tuned for our upcoming mentoring class or something. No, I'm just kidding. The other side of the coin. And again, I'm going to go back to what two things that I said. One is I really didn't know what I was doing in terms of hooking up to the energy of gratitude. But when I started at Meritor, and because of my upbringing, thankfulness was a common courtesy. And deeply, I was grateful for my clients because I was starting to build my practice for each of them. And then I thought, oh my God, my practice is growing. My practice continues to grow. I was working 6 days a week pretty soon, seeing 4 or 5 clients a day for 4 years. And I'm sharing this with you in gratitude because I'm like, what the heck? I don't even understand anatomy. I mean, really, I'm a different kind of therapist. And, well, my practice kept growing. And then when I met Bob, really, instead of reading more on gratitude, that other side of the coin came to me, is what your question is. Not only be grateful for what we have, our blessings, our eyesight, our ability to hear, whatever it is that you really are grateful to have in your life, ability to walk, think, whatever it is. But then be grateful for all that you desire. I'm so very grateful, Holy One, that I'm seeing 20 clients a week. Whatever it is, our mind, and this is, I'm kind of getting into it a little bit, because the universe will bring to us, we think about the positive or the negative. Oh, nothing ever works out for me. Oh God, I'll probably hit a deer tonight. Boom. Right? Oh. And then it's like, wow, my life is filled with this. Okay. So be grateful for what you desire. Be specific. It's a law of attraction, really. I don't really like to use that word, to be honest, but I'm going to. It attracts. We have that power. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have $10,000 in my bank account. Whatever it is, whatever you want, but a couple things. You have to be very specific as you do this work, right? What do you want? You have to be specific because our subconscious mind doesn't understand generalizations. I want to go on a trip. Well, that means nothing. I'm so grateful that next year, July 1st, I will spend a month in, I don't know, Alabama at the ocean in a B&B. That's what I'm talking about. What do you want to attract to your life? More clients, more money, a new office, a business partner, the perfect continuing education course, clear understanding of your purpose. So that is what I mean. Be grateful for what you have. and all that is to come, and all the goodness that is to come. But I'll be honest with you, and this is just off topic, perhaps. I used to say, and all that is to come, and then I thought one day, oh my God, wonder if, what is to come I don't want. Do I still be grateful for that? Maybe I'll stop there. There's an answer to that too. So I don't know, maybe I babbled too much, Suzanne, but it's bad. What do you want? What is to
That was
come?
perfect.
And be
Yeah,
specific.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Some people call it manifestation.
Manifestation,
But
right.
yeah,
Yes.
and
There you go.
and so
Mhm.
if it's gratefulness, if it's manifestation,
Yeah,
at least you're putting it there and you're creating that for your life, because I believe that's how Kathy and I have gotten to where we are, is by practicing that. So
yeah. That was a perfect word, Suzanne, really. Using really gratitude, heartfelt, sincere gratitude to manifest what we want in our life, right? Whatever that is.
that's,
Mm-hmm. But we got to do the work too.
mhm. Yes,
We got to do the work. So I'll leave you with a quote. How about that?
great.
Mm-hmm. I can find it. I just read it. Mm-hmm. And I wrote that this is in my book. Gratitude is an immensely powerful force that we can use to expand our happiness, increase our abundance, and improve our health and well-being. I mean, we could talk about health and well-being too. When we are grateful, it is impossible to be grumpy, negative, or judgmental. And this is the quote. The Roman philosopher Cicero declared, "Gratitude is not only the greatest of the virtues, but the parent of all virtues." Simply pause and reflect on the profound sense of gratitude that resides within you, waiting to be expressed. Allow the power of gratitude to recharge your soul. Let us together practice the virtue of gratitude. And the words to ponder. Thank you. Thank you. Even saying those words mindfully shifts the energy within and then without. And Suzanne, I thank you for being my business partner and paving the way, and working with me this past year with New Business Dimensions and not giving up. And thank all of our colleagues that are listening, that will listen to the recording. Thank you for the gifts that you share with your own clients. To perhaps make this world a better place, at least for a person or two or many. So thank you. And I'll let you close.
Well said, Kathy. I think that's really what it comes down to for us, is keep your shining light to shine, and to help people in this world.
Yeah.
Because we can do it in very small amounts, but if we duplicate that, imagine how many more people will benefit from being happy in life and be able to deal with life. We know it hasn't been easy lately. So we want to support that for you. And so, most people who are in coaching or mentoring, they have ways in which they do it, but ours is really heartfelt. It's to the soul of your practice. That's how we're different. So we hope that you can get a lot from this conversation and the other conversations we've had. But just know that we really do support that heart and soul aspect of this practice. So we hope that you can join us again for our next inspiring conversations and contribute. And I think next time we're going to do it in December. And we haven't decided yet, but it might be holiday themed. We'll see as we get closer. But Kathy asked me what was my favorite Christmas carol, and I didn't even know off the top of my head. So I have to go, pull out all the music and see. But that music will be playing soon enough. So for now, have a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Use these principles for your meetings with whoever you spend this holiday with. And go to our website, which is newbusinessdimensions.org. And we are always available. Our contact information is there. So please reach out if you need to talk to us personally.
Yeah.
We'd love to.
Yeah. Thanks, Suzanne. And happy Thanksgiving to everyone.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We'll see you next time.